How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at the deluxe edition of Wolverine from Mezco 112 Collective. Pose, play, display. Comes in an awesome tin. Quick look at the reverse side of the tin. Not a toy for children. Let's get him out of the package. All right, let's start out. This guy is fully loaded with accessories, a ton of extra head portraits, a ton of hands that we see both sides here, some blade effects, and the main centerpiece accessory, the Sentinel, or the defeated Sentinel with the removable eye. This thing looks gorgeous, super well sculpted, and it inserts right into the socket. Super easy. There we go. So let's go ahead and jump into the head portraits really quickly. Head portrait number 1. And we also have the gritted teeth look with the mask. And we've got the more relaxed look, maybe for when he's at meetings. A smiling, kind of like a devilish grin look there on Wolverine. He just did some damage. And of course, he's got some damage on his mask. Some pretty severe damage, maybe from when he took out the Sentinel. Head portrait number 5. And this is the first of 2 head portraits that are, I believe, first appearance Wolverine. And this is the relaxed look. And I am digging that mask. We also have a snarling first appearance of Wolverine. Head portrait number 7. Mask off. His hair's done really well. You've got the 2 points in the hair. Great mold work there on the brow. He looks great. He looks great. The cowl that you can put around the neck so that you can rock your Wolverine with his mask resting there on his shoulders behind his neck. Really, really cool. All right, next up, let's look at the additional belt that Wolverine comes with. And this belt has a buckle that is removable, and you can swap on the X. Hell yeah. Looking super cool. I actually happen to like this belt for representing the X-Men. I like the black on the red completely all the way around. This is a really cool red belt though, but I do prefer it with the traditional gold buckle. I just think it looks cool with the oversized buckle. Some of the extra hands that he comes with. We have the disarmed fist with some really great detail molded in and around. We have an emotive, kind of like a pointing finger. Really nice. And the plastic on these is somewhat pliable, but not super soft. And he also has several of these open style emotive hands. And I've looked at them pretty close because they look almost identical. There's 2 pairs of these, but it seems like the grip on one set of hands is slightly wider here at the thumb and the index finger than the other pair. Here we have the open grasping hand. Here we have the closed fist. And last but not least, we have the bone claw hands. And these things look tough. I love how they're like bowed at the claws out on the ends. Really nice. And before we take a look at all of the effects, I thought we'd look at these with some action poses in place. So I'm going to put them over here. There are a total of 5 blade effects. Let's take a look at the Sentinel. So now the Sentinel has a bunch of these holes around him. There are 8 in total. And you can go ahead and plug this portion into any one of these holes all throughout the Sentinel. Even one over here, you can't see it because of the light. There's another one here and another one here. There are 8 all together, and that's really cool for giving you a lot of angular dynamic poses with your Wolverine. And if you were sitting directly at table height with the Sentinel, this is what you would see. Inside of the hand there. This is rigid, stiff plastic all throughout. This here is a button that activates the lights. And how cool is that? You have the eye illuminated, and then of course you have the chest, which pulses. Very nice. And you just hold it down again to turn it off. On the back, quick look, you've got the power button on off and 3 AA batteries that is it double A? No, 3 AAA batteries that come with the deluxe figure inside of the tin, so that you can just set that up really quickly. And as I showed you before, the eye is removable and you set it right back in the socket. Really cool. All right, let's take a look at Wolverine. Smiling there. The deco and color applications here on the uniform pieces is really bright. It looks really comic cartoon, and it doesn't disappoint in person. Very, very nice, very cool. There are some really great color matches too, you know, considering that it's different pieces of plastic here, from the gloves to the trousers to the shoulder pieces to the boots. That is some great, great color matching. Props here also on the color matching between the molded plastic of the neck with all those great wrinkle details for the costume and the yellow on the suit. That is like super, super close. Great paint matching. More great paint matching here to the mask. Yellow, yellow, yellow. It just looks great all throughout. Really well done. Silver accents here for the rivets on the gloves. Great paint on all of the claws. Really well done. You've got his hair here painted and detailed on the arm. Really nice. Look at the back. You see the stitching. This suit is so outstandingly well fit to his form. You know, we're going to look at articulation now, and you'll see how the suit moves with the figure. It allows him to be flexible, but at the same time, it doesn't lose the position that it's supposed to be in. So you've got great rotation, tilt, wobble, all kinds of stuff. Very emotive movement there in the head. And you've got additional rotation here at the neck with some additional movement up and down. At the shoulders, 90 degrees. You have a butterfly joint, rotation at the shoulder. And notice that rotation at the shoulder takes the shoulder suit armor piece with it. I'm going to show you that in a second. Rotation here at the bicep. You've got your double jointed elbow. No rotation at the forearm. Double peg ball joint here at the wrist. Quick look at the construction here on the shoulder. The shoulder pad piece is on a hinge that you can see there that sits on the shoulder itself. So when you turn the shoulder, the hinge that holds the shoulder piece takes the shoulder piece with it. As you can see, there's kind of like a track there where the blue shoulder piece can slide in and out. And it gives you this additional articulation for that shoulder piece. So you could bring the shoulder pad up, or you could bring the shoulder pad down, depending on how you want to pose and articulate the figure. Very, very nice. I thought that was a cool detail and engineering touch there. All right, back to articulation. So you have an upper diaphragm cut here that is going to give you swivel, and it will give you back, forward, not so much, but with the neck and the head, you can get ample articulation for him to look down when he's swooping down on his foes. You've got minimal rotation here at the waist, I'll say, but you do have tilt. Interesting. At the legs, you have an outstanding split. An upper thigh cut for rotation, double jointed knees, no rotation at the knee, rotation at the ankle, not much articulation up, not too shabby down. And we have a modest rocker. All right, so let's jump into some action poses and play using the Sentinel and using some of the blade effects. All right, quick look at Wolverine striking the Sentinel. I'm going to move the camera about. Pardon me for the shakiness. Super nice. Love that effect. The effects slide right onto the claws. They have little ports that perfectly receive each of the claws, and that looks awesome. All right, let's try another pose or two with the effects. Here's another look at one of the other effects. This one has more of a spike at the fist, kind of like indicating a great impact. Really cool. I have another one that is more curved on his right hand, as if he was swooping it around. Really cool. I am digging this fig. So looking at the claws, I'll take this one off. We'll use this effect here as an example. I'll just pull it right off. It fits into the slots directly, so they fit right in there. I want to highlight that on most of the blades, you have these little notches on the inside of the blade. And again over here. And that is for kind of like giving it some additional grip once you insert it into the effect. So it can kind of like hold a little bit. All right, so now let's jump into a few more action poses in play. And then we jump into today's themed comparison. And we've got Wolverine swooping in. And this grip here by that clamp around his waist is super strong. All the points on the arm are extremely strong. Wow, this is another stunning little pose. And I'm not using the stand with this at all. You can do a lot of great positioning and posing on this base because of all of the rises and dips and points that it has and little corners. Even here with the hand, you can use the fingers of the palm to help you stand your action figure, and that is really awesome stuff. And he is well positioned there. I can move him around because the fingers are keeping him in place. Super, super cool. Let's look at this with the lights off. All right, it's not very visible in the dark, at least not from the camera, but you do see the lights. I hope Wolverine is coming across. All right, let's look at another action pose in play. Very traditional look here at Wolverine. What's up, Bob? Look at those triceps. He's a beast. I got to tell you, messing with this figure and articulating him he is extremely sturdy. Extremely, extremely sturdy. All of the joints feel amazing, and you can nail some really articulated poses with him. All right, let's jump into our comparisons today. I want to do a Wolverine to Wolverine comparison, and then we'll do some size comparisons across a few different lines, because I really am impressed with how short, stocky, and highly articulated this Wolverine is. So really quickly, we have a look at Logan from Mezco 112. And I was curious to see how much of the buck would be the same. And from what I can tell, it seems as though we have the same upper thighs. We might have the same torso. I'm not really sure on that. In terms of the arms for our Logan compared to Wolverine, you can tell that it's not the same arm. It's not the same forearm either. You see the triceps are not the same. So those are definitely not the same arms. I tried to feel through the musculature to see if it's the same buck. It really does feel like the same torso, but I can't tell because of the suit. And of course, the head portraits are not the same. But overall, as you can see, they pretty much stand toe to toe. They do have their legs spread apart a bit, so that'll mess with their height. But they're pretty much the same height, and they have pretty much the same width at the shoulders. I will say that this Logan, the peaks of his deltoids seem to peek out a little bit more than on Wolverine, but otherwise their proportions are relatively the same. All right, let's jump into some other comparisons across a few different lines. I will bring out my largest Mezco 112 collective action figure, and that is Thanos. And I am digging the scale comparison between these two figs. I mean, that's scale. Side by side. Woo! All right. I will also bring out Amazing Yamaguchi Deadpool, and he is admiring Wolverine. And I also bring out my Amazing Yamaguchi Cable, so that Wolverine feels like he's amidst some familiar company there. I'll bring out a Marvel Legends Ben Reilly. I will bring out 2000X He-Man and a 007 Snake Eyes from the G.I. Joe Classified line, so you can take a look at how one of the smaller Joes scales with Wolverine. Very nice, cool stuff. All right, swap some of these guys out. I will bring out my Immortal Hulk, who doesn't even fit in the screen, but you get a sense for just how massive. Super beastie, super beastie. All right, let's wrap up our comparison. This has been a lot of fun. All right, let's get Wolverine surrounded by some really enormous company here. I'll bring out my BAF Venom pool. I'll bring Thanos back out. Very chill. And to really give a sense of scale, I'll bring out my Super 7 Reaction Notorious B.I.G. And we'll get him standing right there next to Wolverine. And I will bring out a Mythic Legions Calavius. to give you a sense for how Wolverine scales against a large 1/12 scale figure. Very, very cool, super chill. And last, I'll bring out Logan one last time over here just to get him in the final shot. Why not? Instantly a candidate for best figure of the year, no question about it, in the 1/12 scale. And I had a heck of a lot of fun taking time out to share this guy with everyone. I hope you're able to keep coming back and share some experiences too. Until next time, take care.